Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah.
Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this move in the back of a can. I can make it round the world when the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World.
Our partners at BetOnline continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Hey y'all, it's your man Lloyd Spence, and look, you can find all of the latest sports developments, including updated odds on the NBA and NHL playoffs, Major League Baseball, fights, and even next season's NFL futures, all at BetOnline, because BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. So, very easy. It's very, very easy. All you have to do is go to the website today and use your mobile device to join and use our promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just go to BetOnline. It's where the game starts.
Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. NOIZ, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother NOIZ, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle NOIZ, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ.
What's going on, good people? We're back up in the hizzy, baby. That's what the kids say. The hizzy.
Do they?
That's what the kids said 20 years ago.
I'm saying you talking about it like
the kids don't say hizzy no
more. Today.
Man, he's like, I'm getting off here. The kids say hizzy. They say hezzy.
No, they don't.
I hit them with the hezzy. They said it on the basketball court. So hizzy, it ain't that far apart.
Not so sure that's the same thing.
Mama Noise, support me. Support me.
I got your support. You know it.
You know what I'm saying? Support me.
Hi.
What's going on, hot stuff?
I'm good.
I see what you do. I see you looking all Zeta-licious.
Oh, I do, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Well, thank you.
Zeta-licious, baby. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to hashtag.
Now you didn't have to hang up, man.
No, I didn't do it intentionally. What were we talking about? The hizzy?
The hizzy. They say hezzy. Hit him with the hezzy. Hizzy ain't that far away from hezzy.
I
don't even think they say hit him with the hezzy anymore.
No, I hear him say hezzy.
Nah, I'm not.
I hear him say hezzy. The kids say hezzy.
Hezzy, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was before breaking ankles. And then,
no, back in the day, we said the hesitation. We would say the whole thing. We hit him with a hesitation move.
I don't remember that either.
You did. That's because you didn't get off the bench.
Low blow.
It wasn't a low blow. She said she's admitted that on the show herself.
Well,
she said the only reason she got in the game was because the coach thought her mama was fine.
I'm gonna step over here in the corner and let y'all resolve that.
But since you coming with the smoke,
ain't no smoke.
That's absolute smoke.
There's no smoke.
You just said I didn't get off the bench.
You said no. You said you didn't get off the bench. I'm quoting you.
Do I need that to be reminded each time? That was absolutely shade.
Listen, there's no shade because you a starter in my game.
No, don't be trying to backpedal.
Matter of fact, you first round pick in my game.
Hey, Javi,
maybe it wasn't shade. Maybe it was just Ron and Cuz showing up.
That's all that was.
What the hell did we walk in on? What happened?
I don't know, but how is it that Slide In Missionary Baptist Church all came in at the same time? What y'all been doing?
We slid in.
Did y'all have...
Yeah, you walked into that.
I did.
Yeah, right into that there, bro.
Did y'all have like a church meeting or something?
Had to start dealing with those other people that I work for, and I finally got time off.
Now you got some time with the church where you want to be. I got you. I feel you.
Maybe they had interviews. Maybe they were interviewing for a DJ. I mean, a minister of music.
DJ, minister of music.
You meant what you said the first time.
How hard is it to push play on? Pop that go.
No. You gotta be a real DJ. You gotta be able to mix. No, ain't no. You can't play a CD, DVDs, and nothing like that. You gotta be out there working it. You gotta do the turntables right.
Okay, all right. Cuz, can I ask a question? Where is your light?
Are you insinuating that you can't see me?
I'm insinuating that you are blending in with that chair.
Screw the light. Wow. He's back in his office. That means the air conditioner's fixed.
Yeah, let's hear for the air conditioner. Woo woo.
It's not fixed now.
Oh, damn.
It's not fixed. You just in there sweating it out.
In a hot box.
That's why I ain't got the light on. Now I understand. Carry on.
Yeah, that light to do it.
Yeah, you don't want to put that light on and not have air.
Sitting on a hot box.
I think it's probably darker because those blinds are open back there. Should close those blinds.
No, okay.
Well, then you'd be.
Well, I just know the ratings go up when you're at your peak sexiness. You didn't have to do that. That wasn't necessary.
Whatever.
Well, listen, while you're doing that, let me call the church to worship. White organist.
I thought he was off again today.
No, he's here. This nigga got on a white fur. Why you got on a white fur? First of all, what? Oh, no, you're right. He right. Mama Noise does keep it cold in here. I ain't gonna hold you. You right, nigga. I mean, white organist. Can I say nigga to a white organist?
No.
Mama Noise.
Okay. But he's my nigga.
No.
Plus, y'all saw his lady now. His lady fine.
See.
White organists got nigga tendencies.
No. Then that means that Machine Gun Kelly was right.
He was a full-on Wahite. White organist got nigga tendencies. Y'all see this lady.
Yeah, but his baby mama is a black woman, so
that's what I'm trying to tell you. He got nigga tendencies. Come on now. That's
Machine Gun Kelly's
black man can get love like this.
So if I fall in lust and therefore in love eventually, we start with lust, then we work our way to love. If I start in lust with a white woman, I end up loving a white woman. Do I have white people tendencies?
See, I feel like you're judging white organists right now, and I don't appreciate it. And neither does he. He just took his fur off.
Did your credit score go up? If that's the case, then yes.
I just can't do it. I don't know what
that would be now if your credit score went up.
Well, it really, in my opinion, it's all about whether or not you leave the greens, the beans, potatoes, and tomatoes and go to casseroles.
Do you eat casseroles or you eat
green bean casserole?
Green bean casserole on top of that.
Once you go to casseroles, then you are full on Wahite.
Well, white organist said he liked chitlins, so he ain't for that foolishness.
That doesn't mean he's black. That means he's from the South.
He got nigga tendencies.
I don't know
trying to tell y'all.
Wahite people from the South.
I don't know any white people that have. I don't know any white people eat chitlins. Period.
White people eat everything. Black people eat in the South.
Everything.
They must have special ones. I've never met any. They be like, "What are chitterlings?" They be trying to get
a white chitlin either.
You got to leave the north of Kentucky. You can't be in Kentucky talking about you in the South.
First of all, Kentucky is the gateway to the South.
I was getting ready to say so, but you know what? He be trying to
just like Mississippi is the booty hole of the South.
It ain't the South because you mother hubbers don't eat crystals. You eat White Castle.
Wait a minute.
First of all, let's clear up some of the lies and propaganda. Crystals is not Southern at all. That's just people that ain't got no real money.
And real hamburger. It's
damn it, if that's the marker, then shit, call me Union.
Crystals is very Southern.
Crystals ain't Southern at all.
All that bread is like a big old biscuit.
Everybody want that nasty shit.
Look at Arkansas. I guarantee you it has crystals and not White Castle.
Oh.
Because they don't know no better.
Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. Crystals, not White Castle.
That don't make it right. That just makes it racist.
What is the common denominator? Raggedy. So
notice, hold on. Notice that crystal is spelled with a K.
Wait, did you say raggedy?
That's what
raggedy. Crystals is spelled with a K. They try to tell y'all something. Come over here and eat this Klan food. Plus, y'all hush. White organists got to go. Just chill out for a minute. Go ahead. Tonight we having a very special, very special Talking Noise where we're going to have to pray for the souls of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. Didn't know that prior to the start of this show, but apparently them misinformed, uninformed, uneducated heathens down there have somehow elevated crystals to a place of delicacy. Surely they need prayer. Surely it needs to start tonight with the laying on of hands. So thank you for coming to Talking Noise. And tonight our mission is clear. To deal with the subject at hand and to pray for the misguided and the lost. Thank you, white organists. And thank you for showing up tonight.
Oh my God.
There you go. Crystals. Why don't you start a Klan rally?
Oh my gosh.
See the same thing.
Damn, a Klan rally?
I'm sure they're catered by crystals.
It's catered by the Klan.
When your fellow talk show host, the noise makers, when they show up, they run it late. When they show up, you present that same question, and you will get the same answer.
Crystals versus White Castles? You are going to get a rude awakening here tonight, sir.
Crystals is Southern. White Castle is Northern. That's the
Crystals
whole point.
Is nasty.
I never said anything about taste. That's your argument because you don't want to be wrong.
Crystals, we're not wrong. There's nothing. Nobody want no nasty, funky crystals. And it is not Southern.
And
stop saying that shit.
Can I say for the record, there is a Crystals in Bowling Green, Kentucky. The place you say is not part of the South.
We just don't ever go there.
Nobody went there. And nobody went there. And then the White Castles was built down the street.
On the border.
Look like the noisemakers are showing up. They're chiming in.
Certain parts of Tennessee is very, close to. I mean, certain parts of Kentucky is right on the border with Tennessee.
It's still Kentucky. It's still part of the South.
No. That's like saying Brownsville, Texas is not Mexico. That's motherfucking Mexico if I ever seen it.
Oh, this nigga. We're going to pray for your soul tonight. Clearly, your soul is vexed. Clearly.
You ever been to Brownsville? Just learn to speak Spanish because that's Mexico.
Oh,
that was racist.
Lord, we pray for our brother.
That was racist.
He gets the button.
He gets the button on that one.
Yeah,
it's the truth.
And you getting the button is the truth.
God damn, that was racist. That was racist.
Like going to El Paso to talk about you in the United States. Bullshit.
First of all, why are you advocating for where Crystals is? We never talked about where it is, and don't really care. The point of the story is it's disgusting.
No, we talked about the fact that
No, you talked about the fact. The rest of us don't give a damn where it is.
You know what? Let's concede his argument.
I'll give you that.
No. When someone else from the South shows up to corroborate your story, then we will accredit your statement. Until then, that shit's trash. Let's move on.
Right, it's trash. Let's move on. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Just like I was right about the man, right about this.
Oh, you know what? I do owe you an apology, and I promise you an apology, and I will give you that apology. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give this man the apology that he is due.
Oh gosh.
He said, and I quote, "I think the Mavs are going to win against the Phoenix Suns." I mocked him openly, and I want to apologize for that. Man, I had no idea that the Phoenix Suns was going to lay down and take it right in the with no Vaseline or anything. Just
your apologies. All apologies aren't created equal.
What I do wrong?
Apologize, and they're actually taking a dig in the middle of the apology.
I'm not taking a dig. No.
When they apologize.
Hey, listen. Calm your crystal eating ass down. I said I apologize.
No.
The Dallas Mavericks were the better team.
You said that I believe the Mavs are going to win.
You did.
I was so sure they was going to win. I put how much money on the line? Thank you. You don't bet that kind of money on no. I believe. I believe is in jail right now. Talking about he can fly.
Well, I noticed your ass didn't bet any. I noticed your ass didn't bet any money on this series.
He said, "I believe I can fly."
Yes, that belief ran out in the drive-through line at Christmas.
Listen. The Mavs have the better team, and they will win.
And
I was right about.
And
who was listening to me? I heard me.
That wasn't me listening to you. That was my bullshit meter going off. I'm sorry. Right. It's like a metal detector. When it hears bullshit, it just makes noise.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Why you don't like giving nobody? That's why you hate giving people an apology, because some niggas say they take the apology right, and he wanted a certain way with a certain.
The other problem with your apology is you said that the Phoenix Suns laid down.
They did lay down.
They got their asses beat.
Well, both things can be true.
That's not laying down. That's not laying down.
Both things can be true.
The policy is weak and it's not accepted.
Oh.
That is rude. That is rude as hell. But I wouldn't expect anything less than from somebody that eats crystals.
That's exactly right. That's part of their culture.
They have no freaking decorum. That's I
right.
wouldn't expect anything
as evidence of them pulling up in the parking lot at Crystals. You can tell the character of a man by the things that he puts in his system.
Oh my gosh. We was all delivered when they built the White Castle down the street, and then the whole city was delivered. That was like, hallelujah. Thank you.
I will say when the White Castles got erected, crime in Bowling Green did increase. I will say that. So
You had to bring that up. Why you bring that up?
Did nobody want to go home? They like 24 hours. Hallelujah.
You ain't have to do them like that, Al. You ain't have to do them like that.
Wow, that's cold blooded right there. What else? Before we get into the subject of tonight, the Talk That Tuesday subject of the night, there's two things I do want to bring up. Number one, our president did speak in Buffalo today, as a matter of fact, this afternoon, and he said what happened here is simple and straightforward: terrorism, domestic terrorism, violence inflicted in the service of hate, and the vicious thirst for power that defines one group of people being inherently inferior to another group. I call on all Americans to reject the lie. I condemn those who spread the lie for power, for political gain, and for profit. We need to say as clearly and as forcefully as we can that the ideology of white supremacy has no place in America. Are we pleased now with the words from our president?
Nope.
Why wouldn't you?
I wasn't on mute.
Why wouldn't you be pleased?
Because
we're talking words now. We're not talking action. Why wouldn't you be pleased by the words?
Because the words don't mean shit to me until you do action.
Well, no, that's separate. That's separate. Are we pleased about the words of what the president said?
No, because his entire speech was full of shit.
So basically, what you're saying is you just can't please.
Yeah, you ain't gonna please me with that piece of bullshit that he came out of his mouth.
I'm actually gonna say I'm pleased.
Why
because and only for this reason. Only for this reason. Because now I'm pissed that he took him this long to say it, but I'm pleased that he said it because that's the words that need to be said.
What did he say?
Huh?
What did he say?
He said that white supremacy has no place in America.
And every president before him said the same goddamn thing. It's a repeat of the exact same message everybody said.
Now, Donald Trump didn't say that shit.
I was gonna say,
Donald Trump said we got good people on both sides. Sorry.
Right. I don't think every president said it.
Obama said the same thing.
Obama did say it, but the other 43 presidents prior to him, I don't remember any of them saying it.
I think Clinton said the same thing. I'm pretty sure.
I never heard Clinton say anything about white supremacy.
Clinton probably said it. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to check those records.
But it's the same spiel over and over again.
They ain't gonna be talking out their ass if white supremacy was not an issue at that point. If it was an issue, I'm sure Clinton probably.
I think Clinton would have said it if I don't remember an incident where he would have needed to say it. I guess that's where
That's true.
But I'm pleased with what he said. I am pleased with what he said. I'm glad he said it. So I'm not gonna crucify him too bad today.
And I too will say I am satisfied with what he said. But I will echo Ron and say that there needs to be more action. But I am satisfied with the words he spoke because we can't ignore it and throw it under the bush and try to find excuses for it. And that's what he didn't do. He didn't look for words to try to disguise. It is what it is. It's an act of hate. It's an act of racism, domestic terrorism, all those things.
Tied to political stuff as well. I'm glad he threw that in as well.
Yeah, I wish he had said, I'm bothered by the fact that this young white man has no scars on him, which is a clear example of white privilege in America. Had this been a person of color, more than likely they would not be alive today. So
that would be nice.
But I'm satisfied with what he said.
All right.
You don't like what I said, Jay? You rubbing your temples. You don't like what I said?
I mean, this is an opinionated show. We all have opinions, just like assholes. We all got at least one.
Are we to have more than one?
That was a disturbing.
Some people have
at least one.
That was very disturbing.
Some people are born with birth defects.
What kind of Area 51 bull?
Some people are born with birth defects. I'm trying to say some people have dual assholes.
Dual assholes. I didn't say both the asshole function, but they got two holes.
I don't like where this conversation is going. I don't like it.
It ain't going the way you thought it
That
was.
is very disturbing. Before we get into
stop inviting me on this show.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I expect the disturbing from you. Before we get into the deeper stuff, we do have a weird breaking news story. What are you doing?
Drinking water.
Get out of here.
Nobody knew she was doing anything until
she was walking past me and distracted me. I'm like, but she looked.
Nobody knew anything until you
I
tried.
tried,
what are you doing?
I tried to block it out, and it was hard. All right, okay. We have a breaking news story that we actually have been struggling as to whether or not we deal with it, and we're going to deal with it, but not in. We're just going to deal with it as in we don't have a lot of information. All we have is what we have. But because most of us are either in Louisville or from Louisville on this show, or wish they lived in Louisville like because it's a bigger city than Jackson, Mississippi, and they have White Castles. We want to deal with this story. Late yesterday, a story broke in regards to Rajon Rondo. And it was a weird story. It's still a weird story. I'm not even really sure what this story is yet, which is why I'm struggling to kind of conceptualize it for any of you. Apparently, and Al, the rest of you guys fill in the blanks where I'm off here, but apparently Rajon was at his baby mama's house, and he was playing video games with his son, and it had gotten late in the evening, and the son or the mother came in and said, "Hey, you got some chores you need to fulfill. Stop the game and come do that." And Rajon took issue with that, and he said, "Hey, I'm with my boy. This is our time. Don't be trying to give him chores while we doing our thing." And back and forth ensued of arguing and anger to which allegedly, and again, this is one-sided story telling so far, allegedly Rajon took the game console, yanked it out the wall. He didn't hit her, but his energy and attitude was of a hostile nature, up to and including the point where he demanded that she let the boy go with him. The mother refused, and according to her, he went to the car, much like the dude did on White Men Can't Jump, got his gun, came back and threatened her in front of her and the children. Now, she had proceeded, to her credit, to go and file a injunction against Rondo, keeping him from being around her or the kids. Also, inciting that he has a history of this kind of behavior. So as of 7:45 Eastern, 6:45 Central, we have not heard, or I have not heard, a response from Rajon Rondo nor his legal team in regards to this. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what to think about the level of which she is implying this escalated. Although, if I'm being completely transparent and honest, which is what we do on this show, he does seem to have a propensity for doing wild shit in anger. You remember this guy is the same guy that on a relatively benign basketball play on the basketball court was the guy that spit on Chris Paul and then two-pieced him. Remember, this is the same guy that in frustration on another foul, took his head and wiped sweat all over the basketball before a guy shot it. He is a very uniquely strange guy. In fact, there have been many reports coming out of the Celtics locker room of frustration and anger and hostility between players. He and Ray Allen got into it several times to the point where, according to Paul Pierce, he had to put on boxing gloves and they had to settle it like men. So does he have a propensity to anger? Probably. Does that anger lend to violence? That's where I'm struggling. So I will yield to the rest of the panel to give their opinions as well. But those are the facts as I understand it. Al, have I left anything out?
No, I mean there's little bitty pieces that can be added, but again, this is all her story. I've not heard anything in the last 36 hours from Rajon or anyone representing Rajon or his camp that this rebuts her statements. That does not make them true.
Right.
But, the court has issued an emergency protective order. He's ordered to stay away at least 500 feet away from her and the kids. I believe they have granted her temporary custody.
Wow.
And they've also ordered him to turn over all his firearms. Now, that does not indicate that he is guilty of any crime. That's just the court saying, hey, let us do everything we can to protect all involved until they can get before a judge and mitigate these charges, these claims. Because she also claims that, eventually she gave in and opened the door and he snatched the son out with the gun in his hand and asked the son, why are you scared of me? And eventually the daughter, both children were in his possession, and why are you afraid of me? Yada, yada, yada. Her parents showed up and he was still angered. So he didn't calm down over however long this duration is, which, we've seen his temper in full flare. So anytime a man stands in the middle of a basketball arena with 19,000 fans under the cameras of 20 plus million eyes and spits on another man,
right,
there's the potential. So again, that doesn't mean he's guilty. I don't really have an opinion. Just
yeah, we just because I really don't know what to think. And so okay, see, I wasn't aware of the pieces that you just added. So
she claims that he's physically and emotionally, verbally, and emotionally abusive to the kids. So there's a lot to this story.
To the kids?
Yes. That he hits the son, calls him soft, calls him a bitch, that he calls the little girl. I'm not reporting all this. This is all in the TMZ story. So I don't know any of this to be fact, fiction, true, false, hearsay, whatever. This is just how it's been reported.
And it's completely, if I can say it this way, it's completely out of context too.
Right.
So we don't know.
Yeah, from what I read an article about it, and two things. One is I agree with Stefan that why was he having visitation at her house? Did she feel like she couldn't? Was it the only type of visitation did he have? Was it what do they call it? Supervised visitation, because they felt that that he had some, they had some concerns, is why that was, is that what he signed up for? And then the other thing is that, somebody was like, it seems like there's some holes in her story, because it was like, I'm just going to give y'all the bad part. I'm not going to tell you anything that I did other than, telling him, because it was like he's supposed to separate the laundry. That man gets visitation only a certain amount of time or whatever. He spends the majority of the time. I mean, you spend the majority of the time with the kids. So then when he come over, now you want to tell him in the middle of spending time with his father, hey, I need you to go in there and separate the colors from the whites. I mean, was that really something that needed to be
petty?
Right?
That does seem petty. You're right. Good
So
point.
I'm just saying that it looked like there was a couple of holes there, and all she did was make sure to say, he did this and he did that, and it sounds like, oh my gosh, oh me, oh my. And so absolutely I would see why they said, okay, look, you need to turn over firearms. Not, and like I said, I'm not defending him, because going to get your firearm and snatching the kids and all that type of stuff, that's totally inappropriate.
Yeah, why would you get your firearm though? That's what I don't. That's the part I don't understand. If he did get his firearm, I don't know, but I don't know. That part is very strange, and scary actually, because
yes, it is.
This could go another way.
I feel for the children.
Yeah, cuz Ron, what y'all think about this? What are the members of Slide In Missionary Baptist Church thinking?
I'm going to say this probably for the first time. That's the joke. I'm joking. I'm going to say this probably for the first time in a long time.
Oh, here it is.
I agree with Mama Noise. Nothing else to add.
Somebody let me play the lottery.
No, I got the response, Mama Noise. Don't you even worry about it.
Oh my God!
Nothing else to add.
I think your assessment is spot on too, Mama Noise. I got to be honest with you. It's a weird situation. It's a really weird situation. Ron, what you think about all that?
I mean, I just feel sorry for the kids, man.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all it is.
So the kids are like, what is going on? What is the problem?
No, they're not. No, they're not. And that's where I'm going to disagree with you. Those kids have seen this before. From both of them. They clearly are the type of parents, co-parents, that have zero problem acting out in front of these kids.
I don't know. I think that's a far stretch.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you why I don't think so. Because of what Mama Noise said. If he has limited time to be with this kid and he came to the house to hang out with the kid, and you make an assessment of right now in the middle of y'all time, you got to do this thing.
But that's speculation, though, because we don't know that to be fact.
Right.
Well, those are her words.
No, she didn't say there was limited time. She didn't say he had a time limit.
Well, he don't stay there.
We don't know that either. We don't know if he's not still hitting that.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? And you might very well be true, Mama Noise, for all counts and purposes, but it's speculation.
It is. It all is, yeah. Whew.
I would think it was supervised visits is the only reason why he would even be there. If that's the case, like you said, now,
it could be exactly what Al is saying, that this is he was hitting.
Right, I agree with that.
Left
but apparently there's no custody agreement, because the judge just issued her temporary custody of the kids. So there was no custody restrictions, or he would not have had to grant her temporary custody.
Wow.
So
I think a lot more is going to come out about this story.
Oh, yeah.
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah, and maybe that's why Rajon,
the same young lady that was in the garage when he was playing for, was it the Hawks?
Atlanta. When at Atlanta, yeah.
Atlanta, yeah.
I think, yes.
And my biggest thing is, like I said, I feel for the kids, but I don't care what all happened. What was your point of pulling your gun?
Y'all don't get that.
He didn't pull a gun, bro. He left and returned 15 minutes later, according to the story. So he had an opportunity.
Oh, he went and got the gun?
Yeah, he had an opportunity to calm down. He returned. Right. Now, again, this is her story, her side.
Right.
He returned 15 minutes later, beating on the door with a gun.
Yeah.
And if that's true, you calm down in 15 minutes. Right. You can't do that.
What caused you to even remotely think that you had to go get one and come back? Your ass could have left and stay gone.
Because he could very easily be at the point where he's thinking to himself, I'm sick and tired of going back and forth with this ninja.
Well, listen, he's clearly a grudge holder because he held that grudge against Ray Allen forever.
Like you said, Mr. Noise, these kids didn't see this before.
Yeah, they didn't see it before.
This ain't nothing new.
Just because he was talking to himself, yourself is so pissed off with yourself to tell yourself to go get a gun. Y'all two niggas can't get along.
Listen. You know, one of the problems I have with people whose lives are going wonderful and they're living harmoniously with their spouses and
who the hell life is that?
Sex is good and finances are doing okay. We tend to forget what really happens in a lot of homes.
Hey, black man, explain to me who's living like that.
I don't forget what I have seen, what I've witnessed, and what I know goes on.
I don't think none of us have forgotten what we've seen. I'm just trying to figure out when yourself tells yourself to go get a gun and come back to your girlfriend's house.
Because you haven't had the experience that he's having.
I've had the same experiences that nigga's had, except he's got more money than me now.
I'm not making excuses for him. Trust me, I'm not making excuses for him.
Now that's that.
It's domestic violence. It's wrong.
But his experiences ain't no different than our experiences. Besides, he got more money.
What I'm saying is the media is shining a light on their side. We are getting wind of it because of the media, but this stuff happens in families, broken families, all the time.
And black man, I agree with you on that. My question was, what drove this self to tell himself that I need to go get a gun?
Okay, well then maybe it's the same self that says that I may not have a gun, but I'm going out to. I was gonna leave, and now I'm gonna come back and fight you and choke you out.
And that's where my problem is. What grown-ass man makes that type of decision?
Well, here's the other question. What did she say?
Listen, sir.
Yeah, he felt like, I'll get my gun and take care of this.
Oh, my.
This ain't got nothing to do with this is a accountability issue on him. What made him make that decision? Hold
on, Ron. I think it's accountability on everybody. Because what did she say to make him say, I'll get my gun if I have to? Did she threaten him and say, you will never see these kids again?
Oh, Lord, that's the ultimate. You don't need to say that.
I'm not saying that's justified. I'm saying,
but it sounds like that would be
if you know a guy has a temper and has anger issues, why would you incite him?
But
my wife do it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's guys who get excited. Wives do it all the time. They're gonna go pull guns on them just because she said, "I'm gonna take."
Maybe they don't have anger issues.
I was gonna say, but there's so many holes in all of this. And that's why that's why I was really struggling with even having the conversation, because we don't have all the facts. There's a whole side of this that's missing to this conversation. So.
Listen, what my co-pastor is trying to say, what he's saying, I agree with.
Yeah, I agree. I think we all do.
It doesn't matter what she said. He's responsible for his actions. But
that's cold-blooded.
Nobody knows how to push your buttons like someone that you've been in love with or close to.
Listen to me. I've experienced one time in my life that I overheard a conversation. The arguing was going on. I heard the arguing going on. I didn't hear word for word, but it was, woman and a man. But then all of a sudden, I heard, like, in other words, the woman was saying, that, just to kind of put it in a nutshell, she said she was jealous because the boyfriend kept spending all the time with his friends. And it hurt her that he didn't want to spend time with her. So her response, after arguing with him, she kept arguing, and none of the things that she was saying was hitting him, getting, it wasn't hitting home until she said, what, are you gay or something? Is that the reason why you won't spend time with me, but you spend more time with your boys? And I mean, that was the last word I heard. And then he just, bam, and just knocked her right out for making that statement. And I was like, man, so clearly that's probably the wrong thing to do. But
that's a button.
Right. But see, it's a trigger. There's a trigger word.
Right.
A trigger a situation sometimes that you like. You said, I'm gonna take my kids and leave. No, you not. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's all it needs to be is that one word, that one phrase, or something that sets somebody off and take them to a place that we don't think.
And it doesn't make it right, but
not at all.
It helps you understand. I mean, the humanity of it all, because So, wow. To be continued. We'll just leave it there. To be continued. We have an interesting conversation to have here tonight. Because I talked that Tuesday question, or questions, two questions, is the government failing Black people, or are Black people failing themselves? I don't want to use Buffalo as an example to Black people failing themselves. I mean, this is truly an unfortunate and unprecedented incident where being black couldn't have protected these people. That had nothing to do with why they got shot, why 10 people were murdered. But what happens after Saturday? What happens now? What do we look at now as it relates to finding justice or finding peace for this particular set of circumstances? Is it that as Black people, we've got to decide that we want more out of this country and demand more from our government? Or are we ever going to get to a place where we decide enough is enough and you and I got to do for you and I? In the words of the prophetic Outcast song, get up, get out, and get something. Where are we with all of this?
I would like to start off with this conversation right here. This is going to be a jam up good conversation.
Well, let's go then.
Noise, I promise to do my best to keep my cuss words to a minute.
I got to drop for that.
I listened back to Party yesterday, and I was cussing and cussing. The reason why I was cussing yesterday is because until we get angry about our situation, nothing's going to change.
No, the reason why you were cussing yesterday is because you're a cusser.
And we really can't be angry at other people. We must start to be angry at ourselves. We must start being angry for what we allow to happen to ourselves. I don't mean somebody coming in and murdering us. I mean what we. Okay, so
our response.
There's a song, old gospel song. I'm glad my co-pastor off because he don't know gospel at all. Oh,
well, it's so not true.
It's really not true, but go ahead.
Lies.
There was a song that said, I came from a poor family. We didn't have much. But the Lord's been good to me. We used to believe that even though we didn't have much, we took care of that in which we had. We made do and tried our best to build and maintain with what we had. We don't appear to have that mentality anymore. We act like we got to have it all in order to do anything. See, I don't have to be a successful businessman. I don't have to be an athlete, successful, or I don't have to be a singer, or I don't have to be a college graduate to take care of that which I have responsibility over. So when you ask the question, are Black people failing themselves? That's where I start. Right there.
What do you mean have it all? I don't understand that.
We're failing because I don't have a lot to give. I'm not going to give anything because I don't have a lot of knowledge. I'm not going to share any knowledge. We're waiting on perfection. We're waiting on somebody else to make us whole when we have to, in the middle of our brokenness, in the middle of the storm, we must do our work in order to improve our own situation.
I think this is coming from a different chat, but it said, I think somebody said, stop putting all Black people in the same category. Odell Clark. Shout out to Odell Clark. Frat on another page. This is the first time I got notifications, so I appreciate that.
I don't know what that means. Stop putting all Black people in the same category.
Well, you said Black people. You didn't say some Black people. You said Black people. You said Black people.
When you speak of a situation that we all experience as a whole, you're talking about the whole. Whenever you talk negative about our situation, too many of us go, well, all Black people ain't uneducated. All Black people ain't fathering their kids. We're not saying all. We're having a discussion about a predicament that we as a people are experiencing. So don't come here with that shit, all. Nobody talking about all. Okay, that was the first curse word. I'm sorry, co-pastor. I'm sorry.
We knew it was live from the beginning. Don't worry about it. Let's move on.
I'm surprised. I was surprised it took that long. I was waiting the whole time.
Yeah, you honestly, you held great restraint to hold on as long as you did.
This is not the first incident, and it won't be the last. So we've discussed it, and it's the same thing. Yes, we are doing a disservice to ourselves as a community. Yes, we are being abandoned, so to speak, by our white counterparts because of systemic racism and unfair bank practices and so on and so forth, redlining and gerrymandering and so yeah, there is that to play. But unfortunately, Lloyd, Kenyatta, Ron, Jay, there's a formula.
There's a what?
A formula.
Oh, okay.
We're going to rally around these families. And we're going to show love and support for these families. And then there's going to be an outcry for gun law reform and political awareness. And then within weeks, we'll be right back in the same boat. I would venture to say in Buffalo, and this is, I haven't read any articles, so I don't know this to be fact, and I pray that it's false. There were probably black on black murders last night, even in the wake.
You said probably where? Where?
In Buffalo, in the same exact town.
You said probably?
So Al, you saying they're gonna have a march for Buffalo? Is it?
Sure.
That formula. So that's typically how that formula normally works.
So, and it's unfortunate.
Sunday night, Tamika Mallory was given an award for her activism as it relates to whatever I guess they feel like she's done. And that's really the scary part about it, isn't it? Because I don't know what she's done. Like, I guess you could say she's gone to cities, and she spoke out about certain things. So that's activism. You know, she put her life in, you know, on the line in that regard.